particular glue foams up and expands, and that's somehow that addition of water helps that do that. You can see the foam, it's turning foamy or white in that area, and that foaminess is now expanding the glue up against the bottom of the ladder. And so you can see all the way down there, it's turning from a dark color to a foamy whitish color, and that's the glue expanding.
Will that action take care of these spaces?
Yeah, it'll help with
It'll
that.
help.
Yeah,
We probably still need a shim
we
in
probably
there.
are still going to put a little bit of a extra piece of wood underneath there to make sure that we don't have too big a gap.
That's all the way down. So
Yep.
it took what, maybe 5 minutes to
Yep,
get
5-10
started?
minutes, and it starts to foam up.
So it won't work without the water.
Yeah, the water is somehow part of that foaming action.
It foams without it, just not nearly as much. I've conducted tests with it. It helps. It's kind of strange because glue actually likes water. No.
Normal glue. Yeah, it's a very strange glue. The fact that they recommend it go with water, or you wet the surfaces before you use it.
So what's your next step today?
So today we're going to glue all the way down each rib, and then we're going to hang it up in the garage to dry for a week, and hope that by next week
It's
the
still
glue
stuck.
is holding it all together, and we don't actually need to have clamps on it anymore.
So you'll do your skinning part next week?
Yeah, we will do the
Or the-
bracket that holds it to the sailboat in the middle, so we have to make a cutout in the wood at the very middle point, and then we have to bolt in our bracketry for the pivot, because it sits on top of a mast and it pivots side to side, so you can go that way down the lake and then turn around and come back. You have to flip it over the other way. So we'll make the pivot part, and then the week after that or so we'll skin it with whichever skin we choose, which is either the cotton based or the nylon based skin.
And how will you make that determination?
We're gonna go visit the store that sells them, and there's like an airplane component store right in Longmont, and so we have to go to the Longmont store and figure out what's the cost and what's the process, on each one.
So what are if you were going to rank the criteria for selecting as cost?
Cost
What are
would be
your-
one thing, but also how much it shrinks, because what we have somewhat flimsy boards, and we don't want it to have such a high shrinkage pressure that it goes and pulls those end boards in, and so what the shrinkage percentage is something that we have to consider from an engineering perspective, because then you have to put it on a certain amount loose and then have it tighten up, and how much that tightening up effect is. And also, I'm pretty sure the cotton will glue to the wood easier than the nylon.
Polyfiber.
And so the ability to glue it to the boards to begin with is a factor. And so
What about durability? Is that an issue at all?
in this case, I think they would both end up being about the same from a durability perspective. Either one, if you put a rip through it, you're going to have to go through a significant repair process.
Right.
So, I mean, that may actually be part of the questions we have for the person who sells the cloth, is what is the repair in one case versus another, if it gets a rip in it. 'Cause I'm going to see if I can find a popsicle